That was your temporary job. All jobs are temporary. In fact, they probably should be. When you think about it, a job should be temporary. But sometimes we get caught up in the idea of, my job's never going away. I don't want it to go away. It shouldn't change. Unfortunately, that stops you from growing. Can't tell you how many times I have looked back and I found that the best advancements I had is when my job changed. Whether that means changed employers, changed role, changed title, changed managers. But change allows you to grow. Two of the best managers I've ever had different styles of how they would carry themselves on a day-to-day basis. But I can tell you right now, their names off the top of my head, and they were the most impactful managers I've ever had. Their names were Scott Brem, Scott Kupferman. Worked for them at Telecom. I never felt that I worked for them though. I felt that they actually worked for me. They empowered me. They challenged me. They questioned things that I did. Yeah, and sometimes they had to protect me when I got in trouble, but they were incredible people. They allowed me to see that my job was temporary and to focus on my career and focus on what I was changing and focus on how I was helping others. And sometimes, to be honest, I wasn't helping others, and they made that very clear to me. And those were some of the best learning experiences I had. So now when I work with people, and especially when I have staff that report to me, I make it very clear to them when I first meet them that all jobs are temporary. I look at, for example, in different HR tools, like in my last company we had Lattice, and I made it very direct statements to them about what are your learning objectives. I didn't want just a weekly status or a bi-weekly status on, hey, how's your project doing or how your sprint's doing. I wanted them to tell me in the last 2 weeks, what have you done to advance your career? And that was always an interesting question to see how they would answer that. I wanted them to know that they could show me their resume and we could look at it together, because that just tells me here and now what they're doing now and how they currently communicate. But the question is, are they communicating with a way to move forward? I also made it clear that someday they would eventually come up to me and say, hey, Michael, I'm interested in this other job. Whether that job was another department in the company, in the current department and moving up, or hey, maybe moving outside the company. I wanted them to know that was okay. Why? Because their job was temporary, just like my job was temporary. All jobs are temporary. Chances of you living forever on this planet are very slim. Chances of you working forever in the same job are even less slim. So all jobs are temporary. Whether you're going to retire from your job, move on to another company, move on to another role, you're going to meet many people. You're going to have the chance to empower different people. So please learn from me. All jobs are temporary. The question is, what are you going to do in the temporary moment you have with the people you work with? Have a great weekend, everybody. Cheers.